y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Kayladelores and you're tuned in to Kayladelores TV. So y'all, we are back with another entrepreneurship type video, and we're gonna talk all about labels about labels for your hair care brand, skincare brand. You all could take advice from this video too, but you all know that I do have a hair care brand, Grandma's Hands Hair Care, and we have our hair growth oil. There you go. And we have our hair growth oil. So I got a few DMs about this, about labels. I feel so oily, y'all. But about labeling and how do I go about labeling and where did you get your labels done from and all of that good stuff. So I said I'm gonna make a video for you all so that you can get as many answers as you need, or as many answers as you need answered. So I have some notes here on my phone, so we're gonna go through them just to make sure that I don't leave anything out. So we're gonna start by the beginning. So the beginning, what kind of labels do you actually want? So when it comes to, well, first, what kind of bottles are you having? That's number one, actually. Are you gonna have 2-ounce type dropper bottles? Are you gonna have a 4-ounce bottle that has like the nozzle where you're gonna put onto the scalp? Or are you gonna have 1-ounce bottles? Like, you need to know what kind of bottles you're gonna have first before you even think about labels, which I'm pretty sure you all know that. That's kind of like a no-brainer. You need to know what kind of bottles you're gonna have first. Are they plastic? Are they glass? Like, all of those things need to be answered first, and you need to have an idea first before you even worried about labels, because you're gonna need to know what kind of bottles you have so that you can have the correct measurements. So that's number one. And then number two, I would say, is the what kind of labels do you actually want. So when it comes to labels, usually most people do the wraparound labels, but you can have some labels that is just for the front. Like, there's these type oval type labels where you can literally just have this circle right in the front of the bottle and you don't have it wrapped around, so you can have it wrapped. So it really depends on what kind of labels you want. Usually people do have this. I think it's kind of more professional, but at the end of the day, it is your brand, and if you want to stand out, that is something that will really make you stand out if you have like the, you know, labels right in the front. So it really depends on what kind of labels you want. So after you decide what kind of labels you want to know where, like, how are you gonna make them? What are your labels gonna look like? So you can go a few routes with this, right? So you can either hire someone to make your labels, or you can make your labels yourself. So for me, I made my labels myself, and it took trial and error, and it took I'm not gonna even lie, a long time, because I wanted to have them perfect to what the vision I had in my head. So I played back and forth with my labels. So if you all don't have that type of time, or even if you don't feel like you're creative enough for that, you can definitely hire someone to make your labels. So, or you can already have a template to make your labels. So here are a few different ways people you can go to. You can go on Etsy. Etsy have a lot of templates that you can download right into Canva and make your labels. Or you can also use Fiverr, which is an app where they have a lot of things on Fiverr. You can get website designs on Fiverr, thank you cards, business cards, so many different things on Fiverr. So if you're a business owner, Fiverr is a good app to just have in your phone, like under your business tab. I have Fiverr on my phone, just even if you want to just go and get some ideas. So Fiverr is one, and it's also very affordable on Fiverr as well, and Pinterest. Not Pinterest, I'm sorry. And Etsy. Etsy is affordable because they're templates, but you gotta think, if it's a template, other brands could have that template. So I kind of wanted to go the route where I haven't seen a bottle like this anywhere. I haven't seen a bottle that has the 2 stripes at the top, 2 stripes at the bottom. I have not saw that anywhere, and that's why I wanted to, cause I wanted to incorporate my colors, which is the nude and the green. So that was something that I wanted to do personally. And even if I'm getting, like, when you order, you'll see even there's even more detail on the back of it, which is kind of why it's cool to decide to make your own labels, because you can be as creative as you want and you're not limited. So with the template, there's gonna be limitations because it's really based off that template. And then also on Fiverr, you know, they can do what you ask, but it kind of depends. You're kind of dependent on them. But also, y'all, even on Instagram, if you type in graphic designers, there's so many people that can bring your vision to life. So if that's something that you're worried about, I'm sure you'll find someone. You should definitely find someone. Even if you can't, like, say design your own label, but you can sketch it out, that can help. So next, after you know what kind of bottles you want, you know what kind of labels you want, you already have someone who's going to design your labels, or you're going to design your labels yourself, printing. Ooh! This was a horrible, this was trial and error like no other. Printing out my labels, y'all, that was probably the most difficult back and forth thing. And I did not prepare for that. I did not think that that would be such a hard thing, because I measured my labels to the T. But it wasn't the labeling, I mean the measurements, y'all. It was the material, the type of material on the bottles. Oh, so one thing I would say, well, I have, that's next. Let me not go ahead of myself. So when you're getting your labels made, if you're a hair care type product or a skincare product or something where, you know, you want your labels to have that slick feel, so if something gets wet, it slides right off of it, you're gonna want to have that waterproof type of material. I can't remember the name exactly, but if I find it, I'll put it in the link below. But yeah, you're gonna want to have that. The first time I ordered my labels, I ordered so many labels, y'all, and they weren't waterproof at all. So when you wet them, or if the oil dripped on them, it messed up the label. It was horrible. So number one, with that, you want to make sure you, when you're putting in your order for your labels, you want to make sure you read. Because honestly, I think it was just me not paying attention, because when that's just a whole story for another day. But be very cautious and pay attention. So say if you, and then it also really goes into if you want to make your label, like if you want to print your labels off at home. So you could buy a printer and you could print your labels off at home. If you buy that, you got to buy the printer and buy the paper, and it probably will be more affordable later down later down in your business, because you already have the material and you have the printer here. I don't have the space for that, so I don't print my labels at home. But there are 2 websites you can go to, the Avery or You Printing. Those are really good websites to print off your labels. Really good. I used Avery before. I won't say that their labels weren't good. Like I said, I messed up, so yeah, I don't really know about their labels, but I do use You Printing, and I love You Printing. I love the customer service of You Printing, because with my brand is my baby, and I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you questions, and I have talked to these You Printing people a lot, because I want to make sure that I can still read everything that they're printing. Like say if I upload my file and I see that it's not as legible, I call them just so that they can look over and make sure that it's going to be printed how I actually want. But you'll get into that once you got your labels all together. Those are just 2 websites that I personally know of that do label printing, and I'm sure there's so many more out there. But with label printing, it does get costly. It does get pretty expensive depending on how many labels you want. So you need to look around to see what's good for you and your brand and your pricing. So, and I'm actually in the process, you all, of writing an ebook about how to start your hair care brand altogether, how to buy on Alibaba, how to know your measurements, how to know what bottles you want, how to even, I'm gonna go even more in depth about my labels, like just how to start, because I see so many DMs and I try to write you all back, but it's hard to like just text, you know, write and then send it, and then another question comes and I'm trying to write it and send it, because I'm here to help. Yes, I do have a brand, but if I can see another woman win, why not? I have no problem with that. I'm here for you all. That's why I create this type of content. But I am going to create an ebook. I'm in the process of creating it now, so hopefully by the end of April it'll be out for purchase. So yeah, fingers crossed. So with that, you'll know so many more of this, what I'm about to talk about now, in the ebook. But let me tell y'all a little bit. So mistakes that I made with my labels. I kind of already mentioned one, with no paying attention when you're doing your brand. I feel like I just wasn't paying attention, but then again, I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but definitely pay attention. Next, one other mistake, you all, buy a sample. Buy a sample of your labels before you buy a mass production. Say if you're starting off your business with 100 bottles, do not buy 100 labels before you know exactly how they're gonna come. Sorry y'all, my camera died, but basically what I was saying is definitely order samples. I was saying that, say if you order 100 bottles to start off your brand and you ordered 100 labels and they were all wrong, that would be horrible. And then just the whole process of sending all of that back and, you know, just doing all of that is just so unnecessary. So my advice to you all, something I did not do, is order samples. Like if you order like 2 or 3 just to fit around your bottles, just to make sure that they look good, and also the durability of them, like have them there for a little while, like have them for a month or 2, see how they wear and tear. If there's bottles, like see how it is when you're using it, so that your customers, so that you'll know the basically the duration and how it will work with your customer. I wouldn't get labels, slap them on, and then ship them out. I just don't think that that's smart, because say if the labels start messing up and your customers letting you know, that's just, you know, that's a whole different story. But my advice to you all is order the labels in advance, check them out, see if you can read the labels. Like I remember when I first ordered my labels, I felt like it was pixelated, like, and I was like, no, I don't like the way this looks. This is not what I want to give my customers. So I had to, you know, do everything over and just go through that whole process again. Thank God I started prepping my business long before I even had, before I launched or anything. So I had time to, you know, go back and forth and do that. And you should too. I wouldn't start your brand and then don't have all of your stuff in place. Definitely have all of your stuff ready to go to ship out before you even launch your business, or before you even have your launch day or anything like that. So that's just one of the mistakes that I would suggest you all not make. But this is the end of this video. Again, like I told you all, I'm in the process of creating the ebook. So in the ebook, it'll go so much more in detail about just how to start a hair care brand. I see the DMs, I see you all wanting to know more, and I'm here for you all. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And if you have more questions just about labels and anything, just put them in the comment section below, and then we can talk about it, and I can try to answer it for you all. So yes, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all, and don't forget to shop Grandma's Hands Hair Care. Get your own. Mwah.